All right. It's called. We've never done it this way, so this will be interesting.
This is a real world exercise.
Yeah. A social podcast experiment. Giovanni.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Well, to everyone that's also joining us, is DC Figures and Collectibles, and we're doing a second guest portion that after doing a long hiatus. And joining us now is Giovanni, who is at Masters of the Figverse on Instagram. And in the bio, it says 3 friends posting pictures of action figures. So that'll be interesting to get to hear about that. But we're glad that he was able to take some time out of his day, or they. I don't know who's all with us, but we're glad that they were able to take time and come talk to us and geek out. So thank you for joining us. And if you wouldn't mind, we'd like to know a little bit about yourself. Give a little bit of an introduction before we start getting into some questions.
Yeah, so we as you saw, it says we're 3 friends posting pictures. We're all 3 friends from high school that all have interest in comics, movies. We have one that's an anime Pokemon guy. But yeah, so kind of how I got into it was I had like around senior year of high school, I actually found your page, Tyler, and ended up
nice.
like really liking some of the pictures you did, like recreating shots from the episodes. And I don't know, I always just thought it was cool. And then after your page, I just kind of discovered everybody's pages, and because they all just kind of flock in after that. But then after I started collecting more of like the Black Series figures, the animated series figures, I started kind of wanting to do more scenes, kind of like how you did stuff. So yeah, after that, it kind of took off, and I brought up the idea to my buddies because they have a lot of figures too, and a lot of different interests. So I thought we could kind of build up like one big profile full of kind of everything almost.
That's awesome. And for those that are listening right now and not watching on YouTube, we have a great shot of the collection in the background. There is a ton of figures. Looks really cool.
Yeah, that's my wall right there.
Now, what your name is Giovanni, right? We're talking to Giovanni?
Yep.
Okay.
And the other 2 on our page is Michael Wolf and Fadi Shawarib. So.
Nice. Now, how do you guys go about deciding who posts what? And is it more like just a spur of the moment thing, or is it time? Do you guys have a schedule, or how's that go?
We just kind of post whenever.
Nice.
We're pretty relaxed about it. So like today I posted a Nightwing and Robin picture, and then my buddy posted a Mandalorian picture. So
I'm going to show that one. Is this a carbonite version? It looks a little shiny.
A regular one.
Oh,
we were never able to find the carbonized versions. We scavenged all over the planet for them. But
you didn't go off world?
No, I don't want to pay the scalper price either for them.
Don't blame me for that. I don't blame you for that at all.
Have you grown up always being a big fan of comics and everything?
Yeah, my dad got me into it when I was really young. How I got into the animated series was he was actually getting ready to go on a date with my mom, and I was like 1, maybe 2 years old. Put me in like a little baby bouncer to keep me occupied, and put on just a cartoon, and it happened to be the animated series. And ever since then, I've been hooked to it. I guess my attention was completely locked in on the animated series. So
yeah,
I got really into like, and then I got really into like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Those came out right when I was a little kid. So
yeah, I mean that is the best childhood, to grow up on the animated series with Maguire's Spider-Man, the proper Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. And then like coming home after school and coming home to watch the Justice League cartoon. So can't really beat that. So
can definitely relate to that. Yeah. Honestly, like us 3 were born around a similar time. Like, we had the best childhood ever. Like, kids these days don't understand how insane it was back then.
Yeah, it was a great time with all the Sith coming out too. Like, that was crazy too. And so I'm a big Star Wars guy too. So
just the amount of DC shows that were on at that time. There's like 4 different DC shows, because you got like BTS repeats. You got Batman Beyond, Justice League, JLU, Static was on then as well. Like, there's so much amazing
the Beta
shows.
Project.
Yeah. There's so many amazing shows that were just on from the DC world back then. But what are some of your early memories of like the BTS and the animated stuff? Like, any particular episodes or things that inspired you?
One of my favorite episodes is The Last Laugh. And that was, I don't know why, but that one just like, I always loved that one with like Captain Clown, and we still need a figure of Captain Clown. Like, I remember watching them on like there were these like VHSs that they had, and they had like the character on the cover of it, and it had like I had like the Joker, the Riddler, Two-Face, and the Penguin one, I think. And The Last Laugh was on that one. I just remember we rewatching that just over and over, because there was like, I wouldn't watch any of the other episodes. It was just The Last Laugh, just on repeat, pretty much.
Yeah.
Another one I always liked was If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich?
Yeah.
Amazing. Because I always loved the Riddler.
Yeah.
I liked the Riddler from Batman Forever a lot. That was another movie that I would just watch nonstop. As like kind of campy and goofy as it is. But yeah, I don't know. It was just, there was always something about it that always just like hooked me into it. And I always liked that I learned this later, but I didn't know that they pretty much took old comics and turned them into the episodes pretty much.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really cool thing that they did. Because I remember like there was like one day I was like reading a comic and I was like, this seems very familiar.
Yeah.
And that's when I found out that a lot of the episodes were just kind of recreations of the comics, which I thought was really cool too.
Yeah. And that's what it's pretty cool. Like, me and Tyler have been reviewing the episodes like one by one each week, and we've kind of discovered ones that even we didn't realize, like Cape and Cowl Conspiracy. That was originally a comic book which we didn't even realize. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how many of these comic book adaptations, especially like Cape and Cowl Conspiracy, isn't something that is a massively known or loved episode.
Yeah,
it's just based on a comic book. And Laughing Fish as well, Tyler, you said, was comic book, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. And I mean,
amazing.
That's what it is nice with the BTS. As much as they do that, they do have a lot of original creations like Baby Doll and Harley Quinn and Montoya. Yeah. But the one thing I'm really fascinated with, especially seeing you right now, Giovanni, is you're a younger guy, and nowadays, kids, and I mean, they just don't tend to play with toys, or they tend to be more into games and everything like that. Mm. And you also have your friends involved with doing this page and that sort of thing. So, and like, what do people think when you like to show them this? Like, this is what you like to do. This is a hobby of yours. I'm interested to see what your peers think.
For the most part, all the peers that I have are all into this as well. So they think it's like a cool little hobby. So, I like it too, because it gives me like a break from studying and kind of a nice relaxation from it. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's pretty much just like playing with my toys when I was a kid. Like, I remember having my Star Wars toys lined from the stairs of our basement all the way to my room, just having us recreating the Battle of Hoth or something. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, like it's pretty much just like doing that, just, you know, making them look better, you know.
Do you have a significant other?
I do. I have a girlfriend right now.
What does she think of this? She's all right? She thinks it's cool?
Yeah. She,
nice.
I show her all the pictures that I post, and she follows our page too. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is she a good critic? Yeah. Does she give you ideas?
I'm kind of like weaning her into all this stuff right now. So
very smart. It's wise.
For the most part. So.
It's like getting into a pool, just inching in.
Yeah. So there was like one night she needed to stay up late because she's going for nursing right now, and she had to stay up for like a clinical or whatever to adjust her sleeping hours. And she's like, I need something to watch to stay up all night. I'm like, just watch the animated series. I was like, you'll get hooked on it. Like,
nice.
It's a good intro to Batman. Like, I don't know if she actually did. I don't think she did, but I think she got overwhelmed when rattling off a bunch of episodes that she needed to watch. So.
I can see that. I'd be excited, especially if, I had the ability to tell that to someone significant.
Yeah.
Because, I think that's important to have the support. But that's cool that she doesn't outright say, you're weird. Don't talk about that. So that's good.
Yeah.
Now, another question I have. Oh, continue? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
She's really into Star Wars too. So
that's good.
Oh, cool.
Common ground right there, and then
right up your alley.
The comic kind of show. Yeah.
Now, would you just take all the pictures that you do on a camera phone? Do you have a real camera?
No, I just use my phone.
Your phone, okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad. What kind of phone do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
An iPhone.
The latest?
Yeah, what is it, the 11X or whatever?
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You're gonna love that. It's a fantastic camera.
Yeah.
And for starting out and everything, me and Tyler have always said phone cameras just such the way to go. Like, phone cameras these days are better than most actual cameras anyway. To be honest, and it's the best way to learn. That camera should be the last thing that you buy. Figures and dioramas and all that kind of stuff are the most important thing.
Yeah, like I'd rather spend that money on figures than
100% agree with you on that.
Fancy cameras,
Yeah. Well,
I'd rather buy a bunch of animated figures rather than just one camera. So
exactly, like you've got a $2,000 camera, but you've only got one Batman figure that you could afford to buy with the rest of the money. So
right.
That's just boring, and there's only so much you can do with one figure. So
you could buy the Rogues Gallery pack with that money.
Yeah,
that's actually really true.
I would just
get that snow globe accessory.
Yeah,
right. The One Piece and Montoya, I guess. But
yeah, that's true. Now, also, if you look at your page, and for those listening, if you go check out his page, there tends to be a lot of people in photography. They like to either do just like I do all tangible stuff, or I do stuff with effects, and you have a nice mixture of a lot of different things, or even you have looks like you have a screen in the background, or sometimes you'll just do a comic book cover recreation with an animated series. And so in your own personal taste, which one do you like to do more?
Personally, I like to do the comic book recreation.
Nice.
Just because I collect comics as well, so kind of taking that and turning it into just the animated series is pretty cool to me. So
yeah, the one that Scott has on the screen right now is a recreation of The Dark Knight Returns, and it's simple, but it's so effective because it just as soon as you see it, you know exactly what you're referencing. It's really nice. And if I'm not mistaken, did you not just get shared by someone on someone else's page, one of your works?
So I think it was Sunday or Monday, we got shared on Brian Bendis's page, who's currently writing Superman.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. So it was the Superman recreation cover that I did of his Superman #1, and it was like I totally wasn't expecting it. Like, just I woke up one day to head to work, and
what was that like?
I saw it. I was like, geez. Well, I had to I looked at it and I kind of had to look at it again. So I was like, Brian Bendis. Like, okay. So, but yeah, we blew up with followers. We probably gained 40, 50 followers just in the last 2 days of that. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I think it's great though. The comic book recreations are something that we don't see too many people do. In fact, I think, to be fair, Tyler's the only other person I've seen do, because I know Tyler's done long Halloween stuff before and that. But no one really does it, so it's good to find your own sort of style in that sort of thing. And people recognize you for it, because there's so many photographers out there, like even from when I started a few years ago, there's so many more now. So it's good to get your own style and get your own sort of way of doing things on there.
Yeah, and even though I do certain comic book covers, it's cool to see his take, especially on if I can get my camera to work. Crap, I can't flip it. All right, can you see the Detective Comics one where Batman's holding a gun, Scott?
I did just see that, yes. However,
or that's like a year 2 with the Reaper involved,
this
right?
one here.
Yep. Yeah, and see, that's brilliant, and also that's one of my favorite comics. But a lot of people tend to not like year 2, so it's nice seeing his take on it. So it's like he's using all accessories too. From I think that's a Scarecrow's gun, right? TMDA. Yeah. So I love seeing this stuff, and it's cool just that someone else has out there doing Batman animated series stuff. I love the more the better, because I mean, this is the definitive Batman for most of us.
It is, yeah.
I would definitely say that this is my Batman.
Now, are you excited?
Keaton.
Oh, good call on the Keaton, and that right there is money.
Yeah, I really like this one. It's fantastic.
Sorry for the listeners on the we're just oogling all the great art on his page. Did you, because you're a fan of Batman animated series, and there has been a recent extension of that with the Adventure Continues just released comic. Are you excited about that? Are you looking forward to reading that?
Yeah, I am. I haven't read it yet. I know that's like out on digital, I think, right now. But I haven't read it yet. But I'm really excited because I'm a big Deathstroke fan, and they're finally bringing him into the universe. So I'm super excited for that. Also, Azrael Batman. I'm excited for that one too.
Oh yeah, I think Scott's been
Nightfall's one of my favorite. So.
Yeah, Scott wanted that Azrael Batman. I think he pre-ordered it quicker than as soon as they were putting it out on the table at the Comic-Con.
Yeah, they hadn't even announced it. I was pre-ordering it.
Now, with the comic and everything, there have been a little bit of hints by the creators and also Kevin Conroy has been tweeting that he's up for it lately, and there's been rumors that there could possibly be a Batman animated series coming back. What are your thoughts on that? And would you want something like that to happen?
I think if it fit like back into that style. I don't want it to be like more of an anime look. I don't like that personally. Mm-hmm. I like the more like the cartoon, like drawn look to it.
Same.
Which it kind of like that Batman and Harley movie that they made. Like I wasn't that big of a fan of it. It didn't seem like it really fit into the universe all the time. There was parts of it that I was just like, I don't know. It just didn't fit.
So, whoever cast that voice actor for Harley should
that was the worst.
They should never ever be allowed to work for DC again. That was just absolutely horrendous.
Like I remember, I was so excited too when they confirmed that. I was like, "Oh, they're bringing it back." And then I saw it, and I was like, kind of disappointed with it. So
it's still so baffling when you got Tara Strong sat there doing current DC projects and wanting to do Harley Quinn's voice, and you get that horrible voice actor. But
I think Bruce Timm must have been dating her or something.
She must have some well-placed threats in DC to get that job. But yeah, how did you enjoy JLV Fatal 5? Did you like that?
I actually haven't watched it yet.
Really?
I keep forgetting to watch it.
Oh man, you've got to watch it. It's a lot better, is what I'll say.
Well, it's understandable if the last thing you watch is the Harley Quinn one. You're probably tentative, but don't worry. It helps. It cleanses that. It's better.
It is a very, very good movie.
Yeah.
Now, what are your thoughts?
I keep meaning to watch it, but I don't know. I haven't watched Batman and TMNT either. Like I'm kind of behind on some of the animated movies, but I watched Hush and wasn't that big of a fan on that one. But
you're probably a huge fan of the comic, right?
I love that comic. That is my hands down my favorite Batman book, and I wish they would have just done like what they did with Dark Knight Returns and just adapted it almost perfectly. Yeah.
I think that's in terms of animated movies, that's my favorite. The Dark Knight Returns 2-parter. I mean, so good. Like they've nailed every bit of that so well, and the style is like you can tell it's Frank Miller's style, even though it's animated. It's just perfect.
And it's like also cool hearing RoboCop,
right?
Now, because we're already on it, I would love to ask what your top 3 favorite Batman animated series episodes are. If you can even name 3, but we're gonna try to force you to.
Probably altogether, probably Almost Got Him. It's probably my favorite episode, but that's kind of everybody's favorite, it seems like. But like I said, Last Laugh. I like the Two-Face part 1 and 2.
Oh, those are solid.
It's good episodes.
We'll give you one more bonus.
Let's see. They probably maybe What Is Reality? I like that one a lot too.
Amazing episode.
That's one that nobody really talks about that much. So
luckily we just did, and
I just like how Batman
how
he outsmarts everybody so much. I just like how Batman outsmarts the Riddler, and that I don't know.
Yeah.
And it does have a Batman Forever type ending with the enigma at the end.
Right. So maybe that's why I like that episode so much.
Those are solid.
Yeah, some cracking picks.
Mm-hmm.
Last Laugh is a really good shout as well. It's such a great episode, and April Fool's Day only a couple of days ago, so it's quite in season as well. So I'm liking that.
Also, I love the Joker's theme in that episode, kind of like the guitar theme, and then it gets all like carnival sounding, it goes back and forth, and kind of makes sense for him because he's so back and forth as well.
That's true.
Yeah, it's one of the few episodes that's got its own soundtrack, hasn't it? Which I really like. It is true.
Plus the Batboat's in it too, and that's it's always a cool vehicle that doesn't get enough recognition.
Yeah.
It literally saves him.
Mm-hmm. When he gets put into the trash can thing, whatever.
I love it when Joker's like, "Oh dear, the air holes are water holes as well," and he's just, brilliant. He nails that so well. Mark Hamill is fantastic. But I always say, at the start of the episode when you see the floating trash pile, you're just like, what is Joker doing now? What is he up to? It's just so brilliant, that episode is. And, yeah.
Are you a big Arkham games?
I also like in the Last Laugh, whenever Batman's on Joker's boat and he's got the periscope and he moves past him and Batman's standing right in front of it, and then Batman punches the thing and hits the Joker with his periscope.
Brilliant, that is.
Art.
Yeah, it's fantastic, that is. And yes, Tyler beat me to the question, but are you a big fan of the Arkham games?
Oh yeah, I love them.
Awesome.
Yeah. I platinumed Arkham Knight.
Nice.
Then,
oh wow.
Yeah, that took a while, but
I hate the Riddler so much.
Riddler challenges. Yeah, that game makes me hate the Riddler, but I love the Riddler. But I hate the game.
Yeah. So it's a tradition to ask about. It's a tradition to ask about the BTS episode. So, what are your rankings for the Arkham games from last to best?
From last to best, let's see, probably Origins would probably be 4. I love it, but it was kind of short. I remember I beat it in a night, pretty much, a night and morning. It was I don't know. I also wish Black Mask was more of the Black Mask, not just the Joker.
Yeah.
Because I think he's underused. But it was kind of disappointing when it turned out just to be the Joker pretty much the whole time. Plus, I was every game focuses so much on the Joker. It's I wish this one kind of didn't. But I thought the scene where you're in the Joker's head and you're playing as the Red Hood walking through the Mad episode pretty much. I thought that was cool. And then probably Arkham Asylum would probably be my next one. Just because it's the original, but it's the mechanics of it once you play Arkham Knight and then go back to Arkham Asylum, he's really clunky and it's hard to kind of control in it. and then probably Arkham Knight, and then City.
Yeah.
So City's hands down the best. So.
City is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, the story when I first played through that is just ridiculous.
Yeah. I remember I thought it was so cool too whenever they put Solomon Grundy like in the bottom of the museum.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to be that at all. And then the fact that it's like Joker's or Penguin's pet, I was like, all right. Like,
yeah. It's like, oh, I found him down here when I brought the place, just like typical Penguin.
And then once you beat Grundy, Penguin's just in the back casually with a grenade launcher, just shooting grenades at you.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
And Mr. Freeze boss fight as well, that incredible boss fight in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
I still couldn't use it twice.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Freeze like updated his suit pretty much to like adapt to Batman. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic fight. The DLC fight in Arkham Origins as well is a great Freeze fight. It's a really tough one too.
Oh yeah.
It always gets sort of forgotten, but it's a fantastic fight. I love that DLC. But yeah, the Arkham City game has got some terrific boss fights in there. Origins, I think, had probably the best boss fights though out of all the games because you got like Deathstroke in there as well. Incredible boss fight.
I agree with that.
And Croc at the beginning as well is a pretty good fight. Even ones with the thugs where you got all those Venom thugs and stuff. Yeah, some of those can be quite tricky, but it's fantastic series the Arkham games are. Do you think we're going to get a fifth game or are we going to get a reboot?
Oh, I hope.
I hope we just get a fifth one. I don't want a reboot of the series. I just want them to keep adding. Because like that teaser that like what Warner Brothers Montreal did, it showed like a cord of owls or something in it, which I thought that would be super cool. Plus, on in Arkham Origins, one of the statues during the Bane and Joker fight at the hotel or whatever, there's an owl statue kind of watching down at Batman. So, like they hinted at it, they just need to do it. I don't know why they don't. It's going to make them a ton of money.
They could get away with a game in between Origins and Asylum because there's quite a big time gap between those.
Oh yeah,
it could definitely work. Even if they went for a game after Arkham Knight, I think it'd work. If they went for a Batman Beyond game, get Will Friedle back in as Terry McGinnis, I think that would be amazing. With Kevin Conroy. Awesome. And they could go wacky with all the buildings and stuff like that with Batman Beyond Sky and everything. It'd be fantastic, that would. But I don't think anyone's going to be brave enough to do that.
Flying Batmobile.
Oh, man, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it? So cool.
That would be a Batmobile I wouldn't mind spending time in as opposed to Arkham Knight.
Yeah,
it's a little overused in the spot.
Yeah.
Also, I wish there was more of a car to it. It's such a tank. I like the Batmobile being a car more. So, but it's cool you finally got the Batmobile. So.
No, the Arkham Knight, the easy way to defeat Batman is just to put people in the tanks because he would never blow them up then because they would be killing people. So that's all you're going to do to defeat him.
Like once I beat the game and Arkham Knight was just like, he's like, oh, I'm finally going to beat you. And I'm like, you could have prevented this whole thing. Like he would have to go to each tank and pull people out of the tank before he would blow them up. But I don't know, Keaton attached a bomb to a guy and kicked him into a hole. So maybe
while smiling.
So
yeah.
Well, because you mentioned that you like more of the car Batmobile. Were you impressed with the new Batmobile from the Batman movie that we got to see a little bit of?
I hope that it has more of the I hope it's like maybe like an early Batmobile and that he gets more of like a Batmobile looking more than just a car. Like I don't know. There's like a style that like it's not just a car, but it's not just like a tank either. That's like kind of like an in between. I want the big like wings on it and or like what the animated series did where it's got the big like long like tail ends to it.
That would be nice.
I don't know. I'm not as big of a fan of the suit more than I am the car. Like I like the car more than the suit so far. But I don't know. I have some higher expectations for it, but since it's taking on the Long Halloween, it's another great story. So.
As you should have high expectations. It's a Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
These people are getting paid millions to do it, so it should be high expectations. Right. Now, back on figures. as we've drifted a little bit, you have a bunch of different figures. You got Marvel Legends, you got old DC Classic Mattel, you got the new McFarlane. Yeah. I wanted to ask you a little bit, what do you think about some of the new McFarlane multiverse stuff that you've gotten your hands on, as opposed to the Mattel?
So far,
if you're excited with it.
So far, I'm liking them.
You're liking them?
Yeah, so far. It was kind of sad to see Mattel go, because that was the DC figures I was collecting as a kid. So it was sad to see him go, but I think it's good to have something kind of new in there. I think Mattel's lines are kind of fading out a little bit towards the end. Yeah. The Alfred figure was great. I love that Alfred figure.
Yeah.
Especially since it comes with the 89 and the 66 Alfred head.
Yeah.
Well, that was really cool. But yeah, so far I'm really liking the figures. My favorite is probably the Superman figure.
Yeah.
I think that's hands down the best Superman figure. Like that's like 6-inch, like the smaller scale that we've had.
I have to agree.
But
I love that shot that Scott just put up with Martian Manhunter in the back. Because that's a Mattel one, right?
DC, no, that's the DC. What was it? The DC Direct, the unmasked figure.
Ah, okay.
So the Martian Manhunter has the head that you can pop off, and then you can put a different
that's
one
awesome.
on. And it's got the like more Martian looking head rather than like the normal head.
What?
Yeah,
that's way cool. Is he 7-inch or 6-inch?
The Martian Manhunter is probably 6-ish, 7. It's scaled like perfect with Superman pretty much. So
that's very cool. Frost on the grass as well in that shot.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of overall figure line, which one it doesn't matter DC or not, what do you tend to find that you enjoy most taking photos of? And just
I mean, probably my favorite to take pictures of is probably the animated series.
My man.
But like overall as a line, I would say the Black Series is probably the best line, I think.
They got some
in
nice
terms
stuff.
of like some like quality that they have, like where the faces look really good. There's some that are pretty rough though. But they like especially lately, like the Luke Skywalker that they just did looks really good. The Return of the Jedi one.
The Walmart exclusive.
Yeah. They that one looks really good. Plus they have like good posability too. That's always something that seems like you don't get good detail and posability for a $20 figure. And I go up to like the $60, $80 range sometimes to get both of those. So
very true.
Which I can't really justify spending like $80 on a bunch of 6-inch figures. Just I'd rather buy the animated series or Star Wars or something instead.
Yeah, that's probably smart. And there's some new animated figures coming out soon. You're looking forward to picking up all of those, or is any that you're thinking look a bit strange? Or
great question.
So far I have them all pre-ordered.
Nice.
Big Bad Toy Store. Yeah.
They
I'm really looking forward to the Azrael. That one's going to be awesome. I'm excited to do some Nightfall covers with that one. But I'm really excited for the Deathstroke one, the Vampire Batman.
Yeah, I actually really like the Vampire Batman. He was a bit of a strange one to make, but he actually looks really cool.
Like I like that his arms like go down to like his shins.
Yeah.
His cape like hangs on the ground. Like I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it does look pretty
cool. I was wondering if you could pop that. If you could pop the head off of that Vampire Batman and put him on the normal one. Have the Batman look like his cape laying on the ground. I think that'd be kind of cool.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because it looks like it's a wired cape too, like the motorcycle.
Yeah.
So.
I wish you could pop off the arms and put on regular arms, and then also just so you could get that cape length.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I still am bitter over the fact we didn't get that spread out wide cape on the expression pack.
Yeah.
I know they. I was so excited for that because I saw that cape and I'm like, oh, that's like I'm never taking that cape off. Anytime Batman's sitting on my shelf, that's the cape. And then I remember I got it. I was like, Yeah, I got it, and I was like, well, I think they forgot the cape. Like, I had to do some Googling to figure out that they didn't get me.
They're so lousy with accessories sometimes, like the Two-Face straight jacket that we didn't get as well, and Mad Hatter's torch that we always have to mention.
I wish they would have had a different head for Two-Face that had like the hood that he was wearing over the burn side.
That'd be cool.
Or just a regular Harvey face.
Yeah, because a gun and a bomb isn't particularly revolutionary, especially considering we got a gun with the New Adventures Two-Face. It's like, because we're like, me and Tyler were reviewing all the lines in some of the early lines. They had so many accessories with them, and you look at like the last few figures, and there's hardly any apart from Grey Ghost. The last few accessories have been pretty poor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they. I was kind of wishing there'd be more with because I got the 4 from the Rogues Gallery set. Because I never got that set. So I got the 4, and I was kind of disappointed that the Mr. Freeze didn't come with the Nora Snow Globe. I thought that was
I don't get be.
Just leave that out. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that I would be most upset about, because it really doesn't make sense. You might as well not. That's like including Mr. Freeze without a freeze gun.
Yeah,
to me,
it is.
Like,
yeah.
Or some ice effects or something. I don't know. Or they should make a Sub-Zero set where he's got his polar bears or something too.
Oh,
that'd be nice.
Now you're talking. That would be way cool.
They should do more
cool for them to do.
Yeah, they should do more expression packs and stuff like that for figures.
I want an expression pack of Robin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Robin.
That stupid grin he's got on his face all the time. It's so annoying.
Yeah. Like, you can't take a picture of a serious situation because he's always smiling. Anytime you recreate Robin's Reckoning, which is pretty serious that entire episode.
Yeah.
Like, smiling the whole time.
Yeah. I know, it's so annoying. Like, but like they're doing the Selena Kyle unmasked head.
I'm excited about that one.
Which is good, but they should be doing more of things like Robin and stuff like that. I'm actually really excited for all the New Adventures repaints as well, because the New Adventures Batman repaint looks pretty good. He's one of my favourite all-time figures they've made, so he looks pretty good. And we're getting, obviously, Batgirl and Robin as well. But in terms
I'm
of
excited for the Catwoman, because I broke the arm of my Catwoman, so
I'm
excited. Yeah, her I have it glued on right now, just as like a temporary thing. But that's why I don't take a lot of pictures with it, just because it's like her arm is stuck in just one spot pretty much. So
I think out of everything,
I'm excited for that Catwoman.
Yeah, out of everything, I think Catwoman looks great, but I think Joker's the one I'm most excited for, because his head sculpt looks just so perfect this time. Like, it took them 4 tries to do it, because we've had about 4 different versions of Joker, but they finally got it right with this one.
The only one I'm like kind of iffy on is that like metallic Christmas with the Joker.
I knew you were going to say that.
Horrendous.
You're going to say that.
Horrendous figure. Like, they've gone for the full Mattel DC multiverse cheap paint job on him, which just looks horrendous.
It reminds me, it feels like they're like copying the carbonized Mando, but doing Christmas with the Joker. It's like
carbonized Joker.
It's just so bad.
Now, what are your thoughts, or have you ever dabbled in or thought of dabbling in Mezco? Because you mentioned that you're a big Keaton Batman fan, and they have a pretty big '89 Batman coming. So, and also SH Figuarts just released one. So, where do you stand on that?
The Mezco definitely would be the one I would get. I just haven't really dove in completely on that price range yet. Like,
it's understandable.
Because my dad and I do a lot of this together, like collecting and stuff like that. So he got really into like the hot toys. So it's more like, if we're going to spend that money, we'd rather put it towards the hot toys. It's like, because we have the Batman Returns Keaton.
Oh my God.
Nice.
So I posted one picture with that, and that one it kind of blew up. It was like in January or so, and it kind of was a picture that kind of took off pretty good. So.
Oh, I think I just saw it.
I'm going to try to find it too.
250 likes?
I think so.
Come on, camera. Don't do this to me. Flip.
Yeah, I still can't find it. So, but yeah, I mean those Keaton ones look. I've got it. The Keaton ones look absolutely
Scott's got
fantastic. Here we go.
Boom. Yes.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing figure and amazing movies as well.
What do you think of the Hot Toys figures overall? Because I still have never got one. Scott just dove into them.
Yeah, I really like them, especially the Arkham ones. I have the Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Batman.
Oh, nice. Same.
I got the Arkham Knight, Joker, and Deathstroke. They like, I don't know. They look so good. It's like hard to just resist those ones. Like I like those ones more than the 6-inch Arkham figures, just because like for posability wise, the Arkham figures aren't that posable. Especially like the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City ones. The Arkham Knight one pose a lot more, but they I don't know. They're just good too. They hit the likeness really good too. I wish that the Batman would have come with the Bruce Wayne head. But I don't know. I've seen some customs that people have made of some Bruce Wayne heads, and they look really good too. But yeah, we have a Batfleck. We have Keaton. Nice. I've gotten the Mondo BTAS figure as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Let's see some pictures of that.
Yeah, I posted a Freeze not too long ago, and a Batman in I think like February or January or so.
Yeah.
You got a great collection.
I love
those listening, you guys need to follow him.
I love the caption when it's you know what they say he can't be killed, they say he drinks blood, and someone replies saying, I say you're full of shit, Knox.
Yeah.
I love that. It's fantastic. So many great lines. It's one of those movies where you could just name every single line off by heart. It's just that good. Watched it that many times. Amazing.
89 and Forever movies I can quote like crazy. Like,
yeah,
I love Returns, but I definitely haven't watched it as much. Because when I was a kid, I didn't like it as much because Batman wasn't in it a whole lot, really. So I was just kind of like, I don't really want to watch Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle. I want to watch Batman beat up people, and you know, that's what I wanted to watch as a kid. But it's a great movie. I like it more now than I did as a kid.
Yeah. I'm looking at your Mr. Freeze shot. Your Mr. Freeze shot's awesome. Mondo.
Oh yeah. Like at least I have the snow globe there.
The globe, yeah. You actually got the globe of some sort.
I get it there.
Yes. And plus, those are going to be rare and pretty expensive soon, that Freeze.
Yeah, they're already very expensive, aren't they, on the aftermarket on eBay and stuff. I was having a look a few days ago at the Mondo Batman. It's just so expensive. Fantastic figures there.
I saw that Mondo Batman, and I had to get it. They, especially that cape, the big flowing cape, they added to it. I was like, well, if DC isn't going to give us a big flowing Batman cape, then I guess Mondo will. Yeah.
You definitely have quite the assortment. What do you find? Do you find it harder to shoot the 12-inch figures?
I do. It's a lot harder. That's why I don't always take pictures of my Hot Toys, just because they are harder to get like a good picture of, just because of the size of them. Yeah. I don't have like backdrops really that fit them. A lot of my stuff I use for is designed more for the smaller stuff.
Yeah. The only major advantage of Hot Toys is they do work better outdoors because of the scale. That's, I suppose, the major advantage of them, but it is difficult, isn't it? It's if you've only got, you've probably got the same problems as me. If you're doing a computer screen picture, if your screen's smaller, then it's difficult to sort of fit them. You can only really do like a portrait picture, and that's about it.
Yeah. Because I have some of the Star Wars ones, so those ones are easy. I can just take those outside because a lot of stuff happens outside in Star Wars, so it's easy. I can just throw Boba Fett in front of a tree and he's or something, you know.
So we just had a previous.
I definitely think.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, we were just talking to our previous guest who also does Hot Toys, and I know Scott's asked him this because he's definitely going to get it. What do you think of that Barbara Gordon Hot Toy Batgirl from the Arkham Knight game?
It looks great. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, though. I don't know if the pre-order's closed or not yet. But yeah, it looks great. I'm glad they're finally making some of that stuff, though, because they hinted at that like a year ago or something. And just nothing was done of it. But the one I'm really excited for is the Val Kilmer Batman. I'm super excited.
Oh yeah, he looks brilliant. Even the Robin looks good as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, they. I saw it. I was like on like Instagram one day, and I saw like somebody posted like a one, and the Val Kilmer was like sitting in the back.
I would love them to do like.
I don't care about this one. I want to see the figure back there. Like,
I would love them to do even the Batman and Robin movie. I bet the figures would look great from that one, like the blue and silver suit. Sorry, but it'd be cool if they did like a Riddler and a Two-Face from that movie. I think they'd look very, very cool in the Hot Toys style.
Oh yeah, because the detail in Two-Face would be crazy.
Yeah. But no, they both look brilliant. I mean, that Robin does look very tempting. Looks fantastic.
I know.
The suit looks so brilliant, and Val Kilmer just looks perfect. The head sculpt's amazing on that figure.
I wonder how they're going to do it. Like, if the suits are going to be like rubbery, like the Arkham City, or if they're going to be like the more of the like fabric kind of. I don't know, because the suits look rubbery in the movie, so I wonder if they'll just keep that look to it.
I would hope.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any final things to say, Scott, before we wrap up?
Yeah, a massive thanks for coming on. It's fantastic seeing your account grow and continue to produce some fantastic pictures outdoors and indoors in front of screens of recreations. So it's fun to see a different take on things, and everything's very diverse on your account as well, which is fantastic. So, but yeah, all three of you did a cracking job, and yeah, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
No, before I wrap it up, do you personally, or the guys that you work with, do you guys have anything you guys are cooking up or working on that you might want to tease in the future so people that are listening could get excited, or just business as usual?
Kind of business as usual. I'm working on some new comics.
They should be
some Two-Face.
They should be excited for that alone.
Yeah, I'm doing an old like Beware the Creeper comic right now.
Ooh.
Because Creeper is a underused person.
And underrated.
I think I've done like 1 or 2 pictures with him total, so I'm trying to use some of my figures that don't get used all the time.
That's important.
Yeah. Because I get hooked on just doing Batman, Joker, Two-Face, all the time. So they're so easy to use. So, I mean, you can there's so many Joker comics and so many Batman comics that you can just do endless amounts of stuff with them alone.
Yeah, but that's a very good point. I feel like Scott and I try to force each other to use figures that we haven't used a lot. I try to encourage Scott, and he forces me to. We feel guilty when we don't, so it's nice to see someone else feels that way.
It's easy to fall into a rut, isn't it, of endless Batman portraits, because it's just so much fun to do, but then you've got to try and mix it up. I know Tyler will probably relate, because when you first started, you used to do the animated pics, didn't you? And I went into a rut about 6 months ago where it was constantly animated stuff, and you get fed up of doing it. So to break away is just, it is great. You said before, Tyler, when you finish the episode, sometimes it's great to break away and do different things when you finish doing it. So as great as the line and the collectibles are, it's fun to break off sometime and do something different.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I was like when we started, I was only doing animated series stuff. Yeah. Like my other buddies were doing Star Wars and Marvel and everything. But I kind of stopped doing some animated series stuff because I was like, one, I was kind of running out of things to take pictures of because I was taking so many that I was like, I kind of need to take a break. Like, I don't really know what to do now. I took a break where I was like doing a lot of Star Wars stuff for a while. And then now I've kind of dove back into posting all the animated again. So it was a nice break.
You've hit a good balance. You've hit a good balance, and it's also not just straight up animated stuff. Like we showed off, you do nice little crossovers for comic book covers. So, and before we completely wrap up, again, I want to thank you for coming on, and I want to tell our listeners that if you're not following or you haven't been looking along as you listen, go check out his page again. It is Masters of the Figverse. He is a wide range collection of anything and everything. He even has G.I. Joe. He's got Snake Eyes up there. He's got Marvel. He's got Infinity War. He's got crossover events. So I would definitely go check it out. It's a lot of fun. And not only that, but each picture, the quality and the creativity continues to get better and better, which that's always something you want to look forward to. Not someone that just does the same thing over and over and is happy staying at the same level. So it's a good page to follow, and as you can tell, he's a good guy. It was a lot of fun getting to talk to him. Hopefully we can get you back on, and maybe we can get the rest of your crew back on sometime when it all works out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Nice. Well, again, thank you very much for coming on. This was a blast, and this has been DC Figures and Collectibles. Thank you guys for listening, and we have another guest coming up in the next few days. You might have heard of him. He's a pretty big name, but we'll save that for now. And we'll just let that be a tease. So thank you again for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.